In this video, we are going to look at a special case study about work done on and by the gases. But first, let us look at the modeling of gas particles. Okay, what you see behind me, and this will not be the first time you see this demonstration, is some particles inside a box, right? And if I press play, you will see that particles are all moving randomly, colliding with each other and the walls of the container. Okay, so I want you to think about when the gas particle collides with the wall of the container, okay, because we have a lot, like billions and billions Avogadro constant of gas particle. So every collision will exert a force on the walls of the container, and that is what creates gas pressure, right? So let's say we go back to our notes, and here you can see there's a scenario where there is some gas, and I can do something to that gas so that the gas is forced to expand. All right. So normally I would then ask you, think about what can I do to expand the gas? Or in other words, make the particles collide harder than last time. Okay, so collide very, very hard against the piston of the gas chamber. All right. So what we could do is, number one, we could add some heat. Okay, so we can add heat to the system. So the gas is heated. All right, maybe by a fire. And what happens when the gas is heated? The gas will expand. Let's say, for example, during this heating of gas, you have a force F that is pushing out. Okay, and the piston will travel a distance. So this is force F pushing out. And the distance that the piston travel is actually in this direction, right? Let's say I call this X or S, distance travel by the piston. Wait a second, miss, this one is work done. Yes, work done by gas particles expanding against the atmosphere. So do you remember how to find work done? Work done is equal to force times distance. And thankfully, F and S is once again parallel. Okay, and we will assume that the force is constant during the expansion. Okay, so remember the conditions. F and S is parallel to S, F constant. Okay, so if the condition is obeyed, then the work done will be equal to F. Now, if you think about it, we have an equation for F, right, in terms of the pressure of the gas. Let's say this pressure here is P. Okay, so if the pressure of the gas is P, I can say the force exerted by the gas. So I guess this one is not that important. For now, we can remember that the F, or rather pressure of the gas, is equal to force per unit area. So force exerted by the gas particle per unit area. We're going to, rearrange a bit, and you get F is equal to PA. PAS. Okay, and I want you to think a little bit carefully about what does A and S represent. A here is the cross-sectional area of the piston. So this whole thing is A. And S is actually the distance traveled by the piston. So I can actually call this AS as the extra volume of expansion, or the change in volume of the gas. Right? So I'll write here down for you. A times S is equal to change in volume. Interesting. So from here, work done is equal to P change in volume. So whenever we have a gas set up, please remember that work done is equal to P change in volume. In this case, it is work done by a gas. Okay, so there are a few things to know here. Number one is a sign convention that CIE applies. Okay, this is a sign convention that we apply throughout the syllabus. Number one, in this scenario that we see this right now, your gas expands, meaning your change in volume is positive. Or rather, gas expands. If your gas expands, del V is positive, then we say that work done, W, is actually negative. Because why? Gas loses energy. The gas do the work to expand. Okay, loses energy by doing work. Okay. Second case, your gas is compressed. Maybe by atmosphere, maybe by external force, IDK. Maybe your hand go and press down on the piston. All right. So in this case, delta V is negative, but W is positive because the gas gains energy. Work done on gas. This one is work done by the gas. Look at the language that we use. Okay, so if it's work done by the gas, I do work. My name is gas, I do work. My energy decreases, W is negative. But when I do work, I expand. So my change in volume is positive. Okay. The other scenario will be work done on the gas. Somebody do work on the gas. So somebody compress the gas. V negative, W is positive. Okay. So please don't get confused about this. Whenever we use this equation, we find magnitude only. So this equation only allows us to find magnitude. You want to find direction? So direction. You want to find polarity? Then what you can do is look at the scenario. Is the volume increasing? Is the volume decreasing? Okay. One last thing. Whenever we see P delta V, if let's say we look at the PV graph, let's say I have P here, V here. There are a few possible scenarios. Let's say I take the first scenario where I draw an arrow like this. Do you know what this arrow represents? This arrow represents a gas process. Okay, so let's say I look at process A to process B. The value is not that important. Is there a change in volume? Means don't have the volume is constant. Correct lah. So WAB will be 0 joule. Why? Because del V is 0. Nice. Okay. So if you really want to have energy, we need to expand or we need to compress. Let's say I expand. Okay. So if I expand A to B, B to C. Is there change in volume? Why, yes, teacher. We went from V1 to, let's say, V2. Okay. So if you want to find work done from B to C, you will take, let's say this is P1. P1 multiplied by V2 minus V1. But please remember, this is expansion. So you must have a negative sign here. Okay. Okay, so must have a negative sign here. I move things away so that I have space. Okay, this is part 2. All right. So WBC from here to here is negative. So I'm going to shade for you. Here to here, the work done is negative. So the arrow, of course, matters. It tells us the direction of the process. Like for example, from B to C, the volume increase. Right? So volume increase, that's why we have a negative sign. So this is negative WBC. You find the area lah. Okay. Let's say we continue this gas process. Maybe a triangle back like that lah. Because why not? So what about work done from A to C? Okay. So in this case, we cannot use this equation because the pressure is not constant. Which pressure do I use? Do I use P1? Do I use P2? So you can only use W is equal to P delta V if and only if pressure is constant. If pressure is not constant, I can't take P1, I can't take P2, right? What do? I find the area under the graph, my dudes. So I look for the area under this trapezium. Okay, so must they give you a trapezium? Well, whatever shape they gave you, if you have a PV graph, the area under the PV graph is actually your work done. So this would be area under AC. Okay, this area. Okay, so when we think about work done, if you remember the first introduction video, it's actually not as simple as force times distance. It is actually the integral of force and distance. The integral of the dot product. That is the formal definition, or according to your mathematics, integration F dot ds. Okay, so what this implies is that when we think about these cases, or when we apply this equation in various scenarios, it's very useful to check the direction. Are they parallel? If not, we need to resolve. Number two is to check how does F change in relation to ds. So in some examples, like if you watch the spring one, you'll notice that force will change. In this case, sometimes, if let's say, for example, the force is constant, but force is not constant, sorry, but pressure, because the pressure changes like here, then you look for area under the graph, because this W, TBH, is always area under Fs. Hence, if I look for area under Fs, it's also the area under PV. It has the same meaning because why? Area is constant. So same piston. Okay. So from in the same vein of thought, work done by or on the gas is actually equal to area under PV. Okay, for the same reasons. So in this simulation, you will see that there is a PV graph here. Okay, and you have a sample of gas that I will apply some heat. So first law of thermodynamics, that is A2. We just want to focus on the work done by or on the gas. And in this case, even if I play this, because the work done is all gone to the gas particle, so the particle move faster and faster, the pressure increase. Okay? But the volume, no change. Work done is still zero, because work done is strictly to the pressure change, not pressure changes, it's strictly to the volume changes. So if the volume don't change, there is no work done. Okay, because you need to push against something for work done. In this case, you're not pushing against anything. Volume is the same. Okay, pressure increases. Let's look at situation 2. Here, same scenario, I heat up the gas, but you can see the volume is climbing. Okay, so this is expansion. The gas is pushing against this block. They assume this block is atmosphere. The gas is pushing against the block. So if the gas do the work, the gas energy will decrease. This is negative. All right. And sometimes pressure is not constant. Maybe we get something like this. So as the gas expands, all right, then the volume will change and we find the area under this graph. Still negative because gas is expanding. Gas is losing its energy. All right. Doing work. Gas do work. Okay. So in conclusion, whenever you think about scenarios like this, let me zoom out. Okay, it's important to ask yourself, number one, is your pressure constant? If it is, I can use P delta V, and that covers most of the question already. Number two, if it's not constant, like in this case, what do? I can always look for the area under the graph. So this, let me add this in. This part here is positive WAC. Yeah, this part down here is negative WBC. You get the point, right? This is the negative. Okay. One last thing before I go. This pressure, we need to comment a bit about this pressure. Then in this scenario, when the gas expands, the pressure inside, let's say this is P, Pg for gas, will be equal to the pressure outside. Here is P atmosphere. Okay. So it will be the same. P atmosphere is equal to pressure because the piston is allowed to move freely. So allowed to move freely. Words like this lah. Okay. And number two, what if there is friction? If there is friction, then you have like a strange scenario where inside and outside the pressure may be slightly different. But which pressure do we use there? So if there is friction, to decide which pressure to take, we have to consider the fact that the pressure inside is not the same as pressure outside. So the pressure of gas is not the same as the pressure of atmosphere. In fact, this gas pressure, there's a lot of unknown. What is the value of friction? What is the magnitude of the frictional force? Is it constant? Don't know. Okay, and also highly likely the pressure here is too many unknown, don't know. So if there's friction, then we will use the atmospheric pressure. Meaning to say, if there's friction, your work done will be, P delta V. This P, you will take the atmospheric pressure multiplied by the change in volume, or V2 minus V1. Whereas if the piston is frictionless, then it doesn't matter which pressure you take because the pressure inside the cylinder and outside the cylinder is the same. Okay, so the reason why we don't use gas, again, because we don't know what the value of friction is, and we don't even know if it's constant. Too many unknown. So that's it for work done by gas. This is a pretty unique subtopic that is not very popular in your AS, but we will visit this again in your N2. The important ideas here is just knowing that work done can be calculated either using area under PV graph or the equation P times change in volume, provided P is constant. Okay, if it's not constant, we use area under the graph. And also know when work is done by the gas for expansion and when work is done on the gas being compressed by an external force. All right, that's it. Go try some questions and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.